All right, welcome to Charles Plays Things. The Final Fantasy XV Uncovered event that took place in California just wrapped up as I'm recording this, and we're going to do takeaways from that particular event. First off, I'll let you know that there were 14 air quote announcements, and of course there was a surprise 15th. Like, who were they fooling on that end? But the announcements go as followed. Honestly, they're not all announcements. There were 15 things that happened. They're not all announcements. Sakaguchi was there. There was a gameplay trailer. That's 2. Yoshitaka Amano did commissioned art and they turned it into 3D. The art was called Big Bang. That was awesome. There was a cover of Stand By Me that played during the early trailer. Turns out that cover is by Florence and the Machine. I was really impressed with it before I knew that, and even more impressed with it after the fact. Then there was new gameplay videos shown of chocobo travel, car travel, and in the car you can use Final Fantasy Radio, which is an awesome addition where you can listen to classic Final Fantasy songs, hopefully from every Final Fantasy in there, which that for me will kind of make up for the fact that Uematsu did not do the score for this, so I'll definitely be listening to some of his best songs. And battle footage, of course. There was a world video that showed the big environments and how big this game is, which the scale is incredible. They showed character details for Noctis, Ignis, Gladio, and Prompto, and also Regis and Luna Freya. Then the bigger announcements started to happen. From there, we got an anime called Brotherhood. The first episode is available now, and it will be a 5-episode miniseries that tells the origin of the friendship between the main 4 characters. Not only that, but Regis and Luna are going to be the focal point of a full-length CG film called Kingsglaive, and those characters are voiced by pretty big names in Hollywood. Luna is voiced by Lena Headey, better known for her role in 300, and also as Cersei in Game of Thrones. Sean Bean, also known from Game of Thrones, is in there as King Regis. And then surprise, Aaron Paul is introduced as the voice of one of the more unknown characters from that trailer, who's called Nyx. And Nyx, spelled N-Y-X, is a member of the Kingsglaive, which is kind of a Kingsguard type of situation. So think of the Kingsguard from Game of Thrones, as a matter of fact. They also unveiled the minigame Justice Monsters, which is not only is it going to be a minigame in 15, it's also going to be available on mobile devices, which makes perfect sense. Then they unveiled the Platinum demo, which this bit of information kind of leaked just like the release date beforehand. We knew there was a demo coming out, but there's a bit more to it than that, which we'll get back to that as well as one of the takeaways. It's called Platinum Demo and it is free and you can download it tonight. Then they showed the pre-order editions of the game, the deluxe edition, which has a steel case and Kingsglaive with it on Blu-ray. And then there's also DLC, outfit, samurai sword, and some kind of car mod. I didn't get a really good look at it. Then they uncovered the Ultimate Collector's Edition, which has art book, Brotherhood anime, Kingsglaive, a figurine, soundtrack, extra DLC, and there's only 30,000 available of these. There were a few more things that they had in that set that I think were DLC related, but it's a pretty good thing. And these will be available to pre-order at 9 p.m. tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific. Then Hajime Tabata came out, the director, and he, was there for the announcement of the release date, September 30th, 2016. And then the secret 15th thing was extra gameplay. And I knew that there was going to be something about this gameplay that would surprise everyone, but we got a few things in that trailer. And consider this the beginning of my takeaways from this. And we'll start here. In that gameplay trailer, we saw conflict with a Titan that was shown, or with Titan, I think that's his name, that was shown in the previous trailers for today. And in that conflict, he was, damaging the Earth. It looks like this is going to be a pretty substantial fight. And even in previous trailers, we've seen that fighting these summons is a big deal, and it looks really, really intense and really awesome. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. We also saw a few things that took you deeper into the story. I'm sure that trailer will be available for you to watch sometime soon. And we also saw boat travel, which I don't know if I missed that in previous games, but the people there didn't seem very surprised by this. And on Twitter, they weren't very surprised, but that was new to me. I saw them piloting a little boat, which is pretty sweet. The big surprise for this trailer, though, was that the car that you've seen in all the trailers can fly. I've been curious about what they're going to use for the flight in this game, like airships, blah, blah, blah. It looks like we see other airships, but your travel, your personal vehicle, your car is going to be your flight travel as well. I'm sure that's not going to be available from the beginning of the game, but that's pretty badass to have. I can say that I'm personally disappointed because I would have liked a, customizable airship of some sort, but that was just a want. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't break anything, and that's still something that we could get. And if we don't, we're cool. The car's cool. The area that you're traveling looks really awesome, and you still have the chocobos as well. And then that boat thing was really sweet too. So that was incredible. Another major takeaway for me is that Kingsglaive CG film. It looks wonderful. That was a very pleasant surprise. That and the anime, I'll put those in the same category. I was very, very surprised by the addition of those two things. We've had a pretty long wait, 10 years. They mentioned it a lot during the show. And it's pretty cool to know that we weren't just waiting just 10 years just for this game. We're getting additional things, and they've put a lot of effort forth. They've got big names for this Kingsglaive film. They've got a free anime series for us to watch. This platinum demo looks like a higher tier demo, much like Ground Zeroes was a high tier demo, but you had to pay for Ground Zeroes Metal Gear Solid. This is free, so I'm impressed by that. They're putting a lot into it, and it's crazy to see that considering this was originally just a spinoff of 13. Now it is its own game, and it's getting treated like its own game as well. Really, those were my major takeaways from that. The gameplay looks incredible. This game looks like it will wash away the sour taste that was left with Final Fantasy XIII for me. Those games were okay. They were not memorable. The characters were not memorable to me. The events were not memorable. The combat was cool. It's kind of in the same vein of 10-2. Not in the styles, just in how I remember them. The story stinks, but the gameplay was entertaining, and it was its defining factor. Mainly the combat. As far as exploration goes, 13 doesn't hold a candle to any of the other Final Fantasy games. Ever. And 15 looks like another pillar that we can kind of hang our hats on for the Japanese RPG genre. But this is going to be a really strong year for them because we're also getting Persona 5, we're getting Star Ocean. There are a bunch of other ones that I'm not even thinking of at the moment, but I'm very happy for this. I'm very excited. This event was more substantial than I expected it to be, especially after the leaks. When I got the invites to this event, I didn't think it was going to be that great. I'm like, okay, you're going to tell me about this game that you've seen, show me all these trailers for, and you're going to give me a release date and pre-order stuff. Cool. But to have these actors involved with this CG film and this anime and all of that stuff, hats off to them. They actually did a pretty decent event. And this type of event is what each E3 conference should be, but they are not at all. Hopefully they take this and kind of run with it. It could have been more fluid in some ways, but Greg Miller and Tim did a really, really good job hosting this. I'm really happy that Greg Miller gets to do events like this also since he left IGN. I mean, Kinda Funny's definitely successful, but it's really good to see him on this stage. Those guys did a really good job handling everything. Even when things stumbled a little bit, they were good. So hit the comment section. Let me know what you think about the Uncovered event. Let me know what you think about the things that were shown. If you're going to pre-order, hit the comment section. Let me know what you think of the gameplay as well. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe as well. Peace out.